Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over the Kuat NV 2.0 bike rack here on a 2022 Subaru Forester. So the NV 2.0 is an excellent bike rack option here for your Forester. If you ask me, this is one of the top tier bike rack options on the market, and we'll tell you why. Now for starters, the NV 2.0 is known as a platform style rack. Now there's two main types of bike racks on the market, platform and hanging style. What the platform style do great is they're much easier to get your bikes on and off the rack because you don't have to lift them as high like with the hanging racks. And with the platform style racks, they offer a much higher weight capacity for some heavier bikes, whether you have an e-bike or just a heavier mountain bike. The per bike weight capacity of this particular rack here is 60 pounds. Now keep in mind, this is a 2-bike configuration. This rack is also available in a 4-bike configuration, and in which case your weight capacity would decrease a little bit if you're using that 4-bike configuration to around 40 pounds. So just keep that in mind depending on how many bikes you have or how heavy they need to be. The downside of the platform rack is that they're usually a little bit heavier than those hanging style racks. The 2-bike configuration here is around 52 pounds, and then the 4-bike configuration is around 80 pounds. So in addition to being available in both a 2-bike and a 4-bike, we also have two different color options. We have the gunmetal gray, which is this version here, and we also have the metallic black. Now, if you ask me, Kuat has the best finishes on their bike racks on the market. There really isn't anything that compares. They're very durable and they look really good on the back of your vehicle. Going back to the platform style a little bit, this one is a wheel holder platform style. Now, there is one sort of caveat to this. It doesn't gonna work with bikes that have fenders. So if you have a bike that has a fender, it's not going to work due to how it hooks onto the wheels here. A lot of people ask is if they can just hook it on in front of the fender, but that's not going to give a good enough hold on your bike. So that is a no-no. But as long as you don't have fenders, this rack is going to be an excellent option for you. It's very easy to get your bike off when you've arrived at the trails. At the back here, we're going to have a wheel strap. Press that gray button, pull your strap out, and kind of maneuver it to the side here so it's not getting caught in your wheel. And then the next step is kind of important. Grab the top tube on the bike here firmly with one hand, because once we undo this next mechanism, our bike could fall if we don't have a hold of it. So here is the wheel holder. You're just going to go ahead and press this button, lift up, tilt down, and now we just have to lift our bike up and off the rack. So another great advantage of a platform style rack when we compare it to a hanging style, a lot of the hanging style racks do tilt away from the vehicle for hatch access, but you have to remove the bikes. With this platform style rack here, we don't actually have to remove the bike, so it's one less step. Right here, we're going to have a little lever. Simply pull that, and then your bike rack is going to tilt out and away from the vehicle, allowing us access to get into the hatch. As you can see, we have plenty of room to get items that we need in or out. And then when we're done, all we do is have to lift it back up into position and it'll automatically lock into place. Another feature built into this rack that you guys are really going to like, for starters, this is a pretty expensive rack. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is definitely one of the more expensive ones on the market. But with that, you're going to get a ton of great features. One of them is security. So you guys probably have some pretty nice bikes if you opted for a nicer rack. So it's probably going to be important for you guys to be able to secure these to the rack when you go inside, grab a bite to eat. Kuat has these integrated cable locks here on the bottom of the trays that are going to allow you to secure your bikes to the rack. And there's also going to be a lock on the hitch pin that's going to secure your rack to the vehicle. And best of all, they're both going to use the same key, so you don't have to worry about carrying multiple sets. Now, a couple measurements for you guys here, just to let you know how much overall length you're adding to your vehicle with the rack extended in this position here. And from the back bumper, you're looking at about 32 inches. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can actually fold the rack towards the vehicle to give you much better clearance. Sometimes if you guys are parking in a garage or a tight parking space, you're going to be able to fold this up towards the vehicle to really cut that footprint down. So it's the same way as the tilting mechanism. Pull that lever and then just simply tilt up towards the vehicle. You can see there's plenty of room, no contact, and if we retake our measurement, the longest point is going to be down here now, and you're looking at about 16 inches. So while we have the rack folded up in the vehicle, there's another feature I'd like to point out, and that's the bike repair stand. So a lot of you mountain bikers have frequent breakdowns when you're out on the trail. So having a way to repair your bike nice and easy here on the rack is really going to be a game changer. We've got a little lever here. You simply pull that, pull out, rotate over, lock it back into place, And then we can open up the arms. You can actually twist these, secure it in a number of different ways here. And basically this is just going to give you a nice sturdy surface here that you can easily repair your bike so you can get back on the trail and take off riding again. Now on the bottom of the rack we have our anti-rattle mechanism. So when we tighten this up, this is going to pretty much pin a little wedge inside the receiver tube to make our rack very sturdy. Now a lot of bike racks have anti-rattle devices, but they require tools. This one here is completely tool-free using this little hand knob. If we go ahead and give the rack a shake, you'll see I'm moving the entire vehicle. There's no play whatsoever inside the receiver tube, and this is just going to make sure you keep your bikes nice and sturdy on the rack. In summary, you really can't go wrong with this rack, whether you're a first-time bike rider or you've been doing it for years. There's plenty of options here, no matter how many people are in your family or your color preferences. And this rack here is really going to outlast the vehicle more than likely. These things are very durable, they look great, and they work really well. And that's going to do it today for our look at the Kuat NV 2.0 bike rack here on our 2022 Subaru Forester.